Now coming to another penalty, when along with 281, there's another penalty, I would say a penal provisions itself. And how it would be implemented, it's not very clear. There is a section which has been proposed, which says that if you everybody recollect, in case I am deducting a TDS, and if the PAN is not available, I have to deduct TDS at the higher rate. That is a penalty rate, I would say. It's a higher rate. Now, there is another provision which has been said. Not only PAN is available, they have come across some analysis where the people are having a PAN, but they are not filing the return of income. So they want us, that is the payer, if the payee has not filed the return for the last 2 previous financial years, if I'm deducting for financial year 2021, he has not filed for March 20, March 19, then you have to deduct TDS at penalty rate. Now, this penalty rate is twice the rate as prescribed or 5%. So it's not less than 5%. So if I have a contractor, I'm making a payment of contractor under 194C, which is 1% or 2%, depending upon the status of the pay. If he is not filed the return of income, I have to deduct at the double the rate, which will be 4% or 5%, whichever is higher. So if I'm making a rent payment and he has not filed the return and the tax rate applicable is 10%, then I have to deduct at 20% or 5%. So 20% would be the penalty rate. Now the question arises, how it would be implemented? How would any assessee know that my pay or my service provider is actually filed the return of income or not? I don't know. So there may be some amendments, I believe, in the tax audit or 3CD in the next year, because only the auditor can actually ask and report whether there is a
if I may interrupt over here.
Yes, please.
See, for the banking also, there's 194O, where the banks are required to verify whether you have filed the return for the last 3 years or not.
Right.
Now there is a system on traces and on the e-filing portal, where depending on the PAN number, the bank can verify whether returns have been filed or not. I believe the same mechanism would be available also for TDS tax deductors. If they have not, they need to verify whether returns have been filed for the last 2 years or not. Otherwise, their responsibility to pay the higher rate of tax would be involved. This is already, their position is already there in the TDS provisions, and it will be extended to this also.
I appreciate, sir. Correct, that's true. So if there is already a mechanism available, as rightly pointed by Atul Bhai, definitely then it will become an easier. And if you're online, you can just check based on your PAN number or 10 numbers that whether they have filed the returns or not. Then it becomes a simpler for us. Otherwise, maybe a difficult. So obviously, if the bank is already doing it, this may be now available to us also. Now coming